What's going on, everybody? Good morning. You are tuned into another episode of the Black Man Into the Wild podcast. I'm blessed to be here with you all today, and as always, I'm blessed to have you here with me as well. Before we get started, if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share with your friends if you like what you hear. Also, you can listen and download each episode of the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're streaming right now on all major digital streaming platforms, including Amazon Audible and iHeartRadio. I appreciate your support. Now, sadly, the recent claims that there was vibranium found in the Democratic Republic of Congo are false. The Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC, is a natural, resource-rich country, so when claims started popping up recently talking about some fancy new electrically charged rocks that were found there, we all wanted to believe. The claims all over social media said that the rocks worked like natural batteries. They claimed that you could pick one up and it would be good to go straight from the ground. There was even a video showing the stones spark when they touched each other, and one of the stones powering a light bulb. Think pieces about how this could change Africa's electricity challenges poured out as you would expect. I mean, how could they not when the claims were that 1 kilogram of the electrically charged stones could power a 2-bedroom house for 2 months? If only it were true. As it turns out, the rocks have been found all over Africa in the last few months, odd discoveries that seem to coincide with the release of Black Panther 2 late last year. So I guess the story was good while it lasted, but for now, we can let our imaginations run wild with the knowledge that there is no vibranium in the Congo in real life. Here in the United States, Trump is preparing to ditch Truth Social so he can return to Twitter and Facebook, according to recent reports. Former President Donald Trump is preparing to leave the exclusive relationship with his own social media platform, Truth Social, as part of an eventual return to mainstream sites like Twitter and Facebook. Trump, who is gearing up to campaign for the Republican nomination for president in 2024, has been telling confidants that he is eagerly anticipating the expiration of a, quote, social media exclusivity term with Truth Social, the app founded by his company, Trump Media and Technology Group. The exclusivity term requires Trump to first channel any and all social media communications to his Truth Social account 6 hours before posting the same content to other platforms, according to filings with the SEC. Now, I know we've talked about Truth Social on the podcast before. I think it was around this time last year, actually, that Trump and his company launched the app. But I don't think we got much into, the contract or this exclusivity agreement that existed. The exclusivity deal exempts posts that include content which specifically relates to political messaging, political fundraising, or get out the vote efforts. As per the terms of the exclusivity contract, Trump must give notice in order to avoid an automatic renewal of the clause for a period of 6 months. Publicly, Trump has said that he's sticking with Truth Social, despite the fact that Twitter's new boss, Elon Musk, lifted the ban on the former president that was put into effect following the events of January 6, 2021, the riot at the U.S. Capitol. Devin Nunes, the former Republican lawmaker who became CEO of TMGT, recently told Newsmax that Trump has no interest in going back to Twitter. But one person who spoke to Trump told Rolling Stone there's no way Nunes' statement is true. Now, let's end with this morning. New year, new rally. Why Bitcoin is up 26% this month after a tumultuous 2022. And let me just say, at the time of recording this, I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is actually up to the tune of around 38%. Bitcoin has begun 2023 on a positive note, with the price of the world's largest digital token up roughly 38% since the start of January. As of today, Bitcoin's price has been hovering around $23,000 per coin for the first time since early November 2022. Now, this is still a far cry from the close to $69,000 record high Bitcoin notched back in November 2021, but it's evidently given market participants cause for some optimism. The month-to-date rally follows a grim 2022, which saw major insolvencies and scandals in the crypto industry, including the collapse of FTX and a sharp pullback in the broader market linked to central bank actions. Analysts say that a number of factors are behind Bitcoin's new year rise, including an increased probability of interest rates being lowered, as well as purchases by large buyers known as whales. Inflation is cooling down, and economic indicators suggest slowing U.S. economic activity, which has made traders optimistic that the Federal Reserve could reverse or at least soften its rate hiking strategy. The Fed lifted borrowing rates 7 times in 2022, forcing risky assets such as stocks and tech stocks in particular into a tailspin. In December, the benchmark funds rate increased to 4.5%, reaching its highest level since 2007. Backers previously talked up Bitcoin's potential as a hedge to buy in times of high inflation, but Bitcoin failed to achieve that aim in 2022, instead slipping more than 60% as the US and other major economies grappled with higher rates and living costs. Now, I'm not sure if I've ever really defined what a whale is before when talking about Bitcoin, but generally whales are investors who've over time hoarded large piles of Bitcoin. Some are individuals like MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor and Silicon Valley investor Tim Draper. Others are entities such as market makers, which act as middlemen in trades between buyers and sellers. Skeptics of digital currencies say this makes the market prone to manipulation by a select few investors with large piles of tokens. The wealthiest 97 Bitcoin wallet addresses account for roughly 14% of the total supply, according to the fintech firm River Financial. Some other key factors contributing to the recent price volatility are the Bitcoin mining difficulty rising and early anticipation for the 2024 halving. Bitcoin miners accumulate massive piles of digital currency, making them some of the biggest sellers in the market. With miners offloading their holdings to pay off debts, that removes much of the remaining selling pressure on Bitcoin. More recently, however, Bitcoin's network difficulty has been increasing, meaning more computing power is being deployed to unleash new tokens into circulation. Additionally, events further down the crypto calendar could give traders cause for some New Year cheer. It is still a year away, but the so-called Bitcoin halving is an event that often leads to excitement for crypto investors. The halving, where Bitcoin rewards to miners are cut in half, is viewed by some investors as positive for Bitcoin's price as it squeezes supply. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been another episode of the Black Man Into the Wild podcast. Have a great day.